Mellow greetings, everybody. My name is James. I am from the internet, and today we are going to talk about the state of racism in America. Now, I took a quick jaunt through social media this weekend. Gotta tell you, I found something disturbing. It's what inspired this whole piece. Apparently, now that Derek Chauvin has been convicted of the murder of George Floyd, there's a wide swath of people who were screaming about all the problems that we had, who are already washing their hands. They're just ready to bag the protest and go back to brunch. I mean, it's almost May. The sun is out. You know, there's open patio seating. Time to go back to brunch, right? Now, before I really get cranking here, I just want to make sure everybody knows I'm happy as hell that Derek Chauvin got convicted of murdering George Floyd. It was a win, and it was a necessary win. But in the greater scheme of things, it moves the needle the tiniest of slivers as it relates to our continuing problems of race here in the United States of America, not only amongst individuals, but amongst systems and the people who design and operate those systems. Now, if you think everything is just fine and dandy, well then, allow me to introduce you to our new reoccurring weekly segment entitled, What the Hell's Going On with Post-Racial America? So before you grab your ID and dial Uber, because I know y'all are going to get hammered at $20 all-you-can-drink brunch with your big-ass bougie Bloody Marys, let me take you on a quick fucking breeze through what's going on. First up, it's just wrong. Houston artist paints over racist graffiti on his George Floyd mural. One of the many murals honoring the memory of Houston native George Floyd was defaced with racist graffiti. What? How is that possible here in post-racial America? We're not racist anymore, ergo, there's possibly nobody out there who would write something racist on a memorial to an unarmed black man who got murdered by a cop on video. The vandal, or vandals, wrote, N-word lives don't matter in red letters over Floyd's face. As word spread, the hate speech was quickly covered up by the artist who created the mural. Quote, as a human, it's just wrong to do something like that, knowing that we're healing and knowing that we're in pain as a community. As a person of color myself, I understand hate, but I also learned to navigate and deal with it in a different way. And for me, that is art. And for your trouble, some racist ass white shitbag came and wrote some racist ass shit on your mural just so you know that there are still racist shitbags everywhere, and they are not going to let you rest. Next up from News 4 New York, video shows white woman harassing black soldiers at an IHOP. Also, I'm going to give you all a 2-for-1 on this, just in case there's any question as to where the media lies, even though it is still reporting something that's going on that's racist as fuck towards black people. Please notice this embedded video on the top of the page that's going to follow us down all the way through the article. Yeah, this is a video clip of footage of a black man who is wanted for a hate crime for shoving a 61-year-old Asian man in East Harlem and then kicking him. That's right. After you read the headline of video shows white woman harassing black soldiers, Channel 4 New York wants you to know, hey, but before you read about the details of this, just remember there is still actually a really bad black person out there who's hateful. Okay? We're going to give you this portion in video, with lots of audio and opinion, so you can hear all about how horrible this evil, violent black man is. Okay, now you can go to reading about the racist-ass white person. A group of black soldiers was recently harassed at a Northern Virginia restaurant by a woman who used racist language, according to video of the incident that was shared widely on social media. A Fort Belvoir public affairs spokesperson said that the woman initially offered to pay for the soldiers' meal, but later returned and claimed they had taken her money before using racist language towards the men. The video also shows the woman threatening another person who tried to intervene. The soldiers left the IHOP restaurant, returned to the base, and reported the incident to their leadership. Quote, a view of the video will show the soldiers maintain their composure and military bearing throughout the shocking incident, the spokesperson said in a statement. In another statement, IHOP said the incident wasn't reflective of its commitment to, quote, creating a warm and hospitable dining experience for all guests. Except the black ones. Wow, post-racial America's doing really good today. What else do you got for me, post-racial America? Quote, we only have one colored in our town. Court rules Michigan bar can be sued by beaten black man after no one calls police. In 2015, a black man, Edward James Tyson, was beaten by a racist white man outside a Michigan bar. No one helped him. No one called the authorities. An associate of the assailant who was involved in the racist confrontation that led to the violence was reportedly hired to work at the bar later on. The bartender said that he was drinking a beer post-shift when someone came in and said a black man, the person used the N-word, had been knocked out. The staffer, Ian Graham, immediately knew who the victim was. He said later, we only have one colored in our town. He testified according to court documents. Graham recalled heading outside to find the African-American man, now conscious but spitting out blood, sprawled out in the street in the tiny Michigan village called Wolverine. He heard that a white patron, a man with a reputation for being racist, had hit the victim after hurling a racial slur. He told the court he then watched as the patron emerged from the bar to punch the black customer 3 more times, knocking the man to the ground over several minutes. The guy who said that there's only one colored in our town pointed to another white guy and was like, oh yeah, that guy over there is pretty racist. Edward James Tyson, 38, did not hit back, he said. He just kept asking a question. Why are you calling me that? You know, referring to the N-word, the racial slur that the racist dude used. The dude who's so racist, he was called out as racist by the guy who said there's only one colored in our town. I really need you to appreciate how many levels of fucked up racism are in this one story. Racist pamphlet left in woman's car sparks outrage in Atlanta. Side note, apparently racists in Atlanta finally figured out how to fucking read and write. This is problematic. Brittany Burnett's trying to figure out who left a disturbing pamphlet littered with racist language in the front seat of her car. Quote, I remembered, I think I left my car unlocked overnight. So someone actually came up on our property and put it inside my vehicle. The car was parked in the driveway of her East Atlanta home. The 3-page packet falsely claims that slavery originated in Africa and lists things supposedly invented by white people. Burnett, who is white, said she believes she was targeted because of the Black Lives Matter sign in her yard. Post-racial America. If you really think Black Lives Matter, don't put a sign in your yard. Tell them to stop murdering each other, the pamphlet reads. Hey, racist white dude to the pamphlet. Fun story. 88% of all white people that are murdered are killed by other white people. Oh no, when are we going to talk about the scourge of white-on-white crime? Oh, the humanity. Hey, jackass, guess what? Most people commit most crimes against the most people that they live within direct proximity thereof. And most white people, checks notes, live around other white people. It's why most white people are killed by white people and most black people are killed by black people. You're killed by the people who live closest to you. So hey, racist, how about you and all your white people stop murdering other white people and stop fetishizing killing white people, since you're obviously racist against white people because white people kill other white people. Patrons and staff at an Olive Garden were stunned when a customer began making loud racist demands. They were even more shocked when the manager complied without hesitation, proving people can be terrible. Amira Donahue, a 16-year-old Olive Garden hostess, was on duty at the Evansville, Indiana location when a customer, described as a white woman, began making racist demands. The woman allegedly insulted Donahue and another black hostess, vocally complaining about them to their manager and loudly demanding to be served by a non-black employee while dining at the restaurant. Post-racial America. Quote, she made comments about me to my co-workers concerning my race and saying that I should work at a strip club instead, Donahue recalled. She asked if I'm even black and if I'm from here. Also, she explained that the woman came into the restaurant with a group of people, including 2 children, and became irate when they were seated at a table served by a black waitress. The only thing about this I find surprising is not that America is still filled with racist shitbags. No, you would think all of these fine people who want a return of the antebellum South and slavery would want black people serving them and waiting on them hand and foot. But apparently, you don't really want the black people serving you unless you can actually own them. Well played, racist shitbag. Well played. Next. I'm not a racist. That's it. That's literally the whole headline. This is the point we're at in America. I'm not racist is now its own headline because it's so recognizable, because millions of white people say it every day. Oh, not me. I'm not racist. A North Bay businessman says he is not a racist. Jeff Pacey's owned Kitchenomics located on Seymour Street since the early 90s. His business is taking a lot of heat on social media after residents shared the business hours sign at his front door, which reads China virus special store hours. The inappropriate slang term for COVID-19 has caused outrage on social media locally and beyond. I put that sign together really without any thought. I have family members who aren't white. I've hired staff who've been visible minorities in the past. I don't really look at people from their race. I look at them as an individual. Also, that's why I can concisely point out that I've hired a bunch of non-white people because I can't be bothered looking at them and noticing if they're white or not. Next! I'm not racist. Oklahoma nurse who called for lynching of black man sues hospital after losing job. A nurse in Oklahoma is suing his former employer after he was fired over a Facebook post that called for the lynching of a black man. 41-year-old Kevin Mernon has filed a lawsuit against Norman Regional Hospital, where he worked for 19 years. The hospital fired him after he allegedly wrote a Facebook post about the shooting of a 5-year-old boy. Quote, "Get a big tall tree and a short piece of rope," the post said. Merman's attorney, Jack Tracy, told the paper his client's not a racist. Quote, "Kevin says, I'm not a racist. I'm not a racist. You know, some of my best friends are black. I think they did him wrong. They got some very fine doctors there, and I think very highly of them. But this is a matter of principle. You just don't go around and fire people for things on Facebook. It's not like he called him an N-word. Ah, yes, and now we get to this little fucking chestnut. Oh, no. If you don't actually call somebody the N-word, you're not a racist. Oh, no. If you're not actively throwing Jewish people into a large oven, you can't possibly be a Nazi. Yeah, these are the stupid, shitty, absolutist takes who, once again, think they're being really smooth by dropping 101 shitty, they think are subtle dog whistles into their daily vernacular and chuckling to themselves at their own massive intellect. Look, I'm saying racist things and nobody knows I'm saying racist things. Dude, we all know you're fucking racist. Next, here we go. Delicate snowflake with the vapors, Lindsey Graham, I do declare. Chiming in on the state of race in America now that a white man's been convicted of killing a black man, and that white man happened to have a gun. What do you got for me, Lindsey?
Senator, is there systemic racism in this country in policing and in other institutions?
No, not in my opinion. We just elected a 2-term African-American president. The vice president is of African-American Indian descent. So our systems are not racist.
What? We can't possibly be racist. We done went and hired black people. This is the kind of shit that constantly perpetuates horrible myths and gives people ammunition for their loaded ass racist pew-pew guns that they shoot out all over society. Oh, we can't be racist. We got a guy who worked for a black guy in the White House and his #1 assistant person type, they're black too. So we don't live in racist America. We live in black America. Now, I'm not looking to just take a broad brush and go, oh, that's it. Everybody in America is racist, because I just read you 9 quick stories about 9 different racist shitbags. Granted, a couple of them work in law enforcement, a couple of them work in government, a couple of them own local businesses. But at the end of the day, it's only 9 stories about 9 people, right? But you see, all 9 of those stories took me exactly 20 minutes to dig up. They all happened in the last 48 hours. So yes, I'm now going to make this a reoccurring weekly segment. What the hell's going on in post-racial America? But if we're being honest, I could do this segment every single day and not run out of content. Not because I'm looking for it, but because out of 300 some odd million people here in the United States of America, well, I'm guaranteed to find it every day right on the front page. So everybody, please, I know it's uncomfortable to hear and probably even more uncomfortable for a lot of you to say, but these conversations about race, they have to happen. And it has to be people who look like me who start the conversation. So if you look like me, number one, I kind of feel sorry for you. But if your complexion is similar to mine, the onus is on you to have these conversations, because this crap, none of it changes unless we drag it out from dark shadows and behind shady looking buildings and basements and men's clubs and bars in predominantly white neighborhoods. You got to drag that shit out, and you have to talk about it, because if you don't drag it out into the light, everybody is going to keep acting like they don't see it. Until next time, my name is James. I'm from the internet, and I'm out. Peace.